Chapter 24. Continuation. Freeman had been on a walk on Karl Johans Gate in Oslo and had stopped by Nordly's bookstore. In the Department for Religion, Science, etc. He got stuck and picked up books about atheism and the theory of evolution. In the process, he put a book in his basket titled Byte Model by Stephen Hassan. He didn't pay much attention to that book at first, but it turned out to be very useful in his meeting with Met and her participation in the Mormon Church. Over the next few days, Freeman immersed himself in this new world of knowledge, visiting forums on the internet where like-minded people discussed endlessly. Little did he know at the time that later a woman named Met would appear in his life, and little did he know that this newfound knowledge would be put to full use. The days came and went. Freeman was an intellectually inclined person, so he sought out environments where highly educated people were found, especially universities and research environments. He experienced that many employees and their students were highly politicized. This could indicate that professional knowledge came second, while current political issues came first. The political agenda was always angled from left-wing radical viewpoints. This was the situation at all higher education institutions in the country. At least in all the places Freeman visited. But he only reacted positively to the political involvement, as he himself was politically red-faced. His own selection from the university's multifaceted menu of offerings had fallen on anthropology and music sociology. A larger professional seminar was planned for that fall, and the program was to include demography and the history of politics. Freeman thought this seemed interesting and exciting and signed up. Met did the same at the University of Bergen, and in this way the natural, some would say not entirely coincidental events that led them both to the same place occurred. Demography and history seen through a large geopolitical lens turned out to be much more interesting than they had both imagined beforehand. On one occasion, they ended up in the same group. The seminar participants were divided into different working groups after the lectures. Here, impressions were to be exchanged and the day's topics were to be worked on. In such groups, there is always one person who stands out as particularly eloquent and therefore gets more speaking time than the others. Some have a natural talent for leading, have sufficient self-confidence and can make others feel good, benefiting the entire group. But there are others who would love to lead, but lack the natural authority. They break into the conversation in an unmusical way and are quickly seen through and ignored. Freeman was a man of his word and spoke with confidence, often in a low voice. But everyone listened intently and alertly when he spoke. One person in the group who was particularly excited was Met. She had always felt attracted to men with an inner security, not the rowdy, loud howler monkeys that women might seem to like. No, Met fell for the intellectual powerlifter, the one who could interact with people in a polite and confident way. Met tried to catch Freeman's eye. She was already on the checker. She had noticed that she was not alone in this around the table. Clearly several people were trying the same thing. She had an angry competitor on the other side of the table who began to play on familiar attraction tactics quite openly. Especially this thing of twirling her hair in different variations. Putting her hands up in her hair. Twirling. Met thought irritatedly. Couldn't you have done that in front of the bathroom mirror when you got ready in the morning? Today's seminar was over. Everyone left the building and hurried off to a place they called home. Met had left Bergen, and during the seminar days she had rented a room in one of the city's affordable hotels. She lay staring at the ceiling, quite exhausted. She had ended up in a competitive situation at this seminar. She remembered the Mormon congregation she came from. What would another sister in the congregation have done in the same situation? Now Met was on her way out of this sect, and it happened at the moment she herself discovered and acknowledged that she had been part of a sect. She had been told by others that she was within a sect, but without her discovering that truth herself, she would never get free. Now she was out in the world where normal evolutionary mechanisms prevailed.